Pretoria, they were picking another fight, throwing stones at Washington on the evening news each night. They mocked the orange man from podiums and floors, didn't know they'd push him till he opened up the door. Now there's suitcases lined up from Durban to the Cape, families making plans that they swore they'd never make. 10,000 more leaving, saying we can't do this anymore. Funny how the backlash came when Trump opened the door. Trump opened the door, swung that old barn wide. Now the planes keep lifting off on another midnight ride. Human capital's fleeing, tax base receding, the GNU's bleeding right down to the core. What's Automotive gonna tell the people next? Can Cyril blame Afrikaners for another train wreck? And Fikele keeps talking like he's settling a score, while the whole damn country's changing, 'cause Trump opened the door. They sold the rainbow dream like salvation on TV, but too many graves were dug beside the poverty. Gangsters run the corners, corruption fills the halls, and state neglect keeps echoing through abandoned factory walls. Cyril says don't worry now, tomorrow's looking bright, but candles still replace the power nearly every night. No white men in management, they brag from marble floors, but black poverty ain't shrinking like they promised years before. Trump opened the door, swung that old barn wide. Now the farmers and the teachers all got one foot outside. Human capital's fleeing, tax base receding, the GNU's bleeding right down to the core. What's Automotive gonna tell the people next? Can Cyril blame Afrikaners for another train wreck? And Fikele keeps counting ghosts nobody's looking for, while the future packs its bags, 'cause Trump opened the door. How much can the gangsters in Parliament steal? How many fake fortunes dressed up as the real? How many young people gotta lose all hope before the whole damn nation runs clean out of rope? Mama says the country used to feel alive, now every goodbye cuts like a knife. One more family headed somewhere north, one more flag folded up on the porch. Trump opened the door, and the flood came through, for the tired and forgotten who just needed something new. South Africans fleeing, the ANC reeling, things going from bad to worse way down south. The rainbow nation promise faded into pain, too many mothers crying in the pouring rain. What comes next? Lord, nobody's sure, but history took a hard left turn the day Trump opened the door. Yeah, history took a hard left turn the day Trump opened the door.
Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating thanks to all the rumors you be claiming it's cool I'm done with you so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. Welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. It is your daily dose, your daily inoculation, the jab, not the Rona jab, but a real jab against fake news, yellow journalism, hyperbole, hypocrisy, nonsense spewed by mainstream media and social media commentators. Welcome back to the program, folks, where you get the truth and nothing but the truth. And Francois Farah, thank you for the 14 Rand super sticker. Appreciate that. Good to see Erica back here on a more regular basis. Apparently she's settled now. That's good. She's gone through some tough times. Welcome her back, our moderator, Erica. Folks, can give little hearts for Erica. She's done some great moderation on the program for us for a long time. She's been with the program since the outset. Hey, Patrick, what's going on? Welcome to everybody once again on a Saturday. I had not planned on doing something what I will be doing a little bit later. I'm debating now whether I'm making a prepared video or I'll be making a live stream to talk about the refugee program for South Africans. There seems to be an awful lot of confusion about the refugee program. An awful lot of people who are jeopardizing their opportunity to come to America by misunderstanding the program. And I intend to make a video or do a live stream. I'm debating on that. It'll be after this. Live stream is simpler. The prepared video takes time and effort, but it gets more views. So I'm debating what I should do because I'm trying to get the biggest reach possible. Welcome to the folks from Tallahassee. I was unable to go there. It was a bit far from my last trip. So, folks, let's get to the news today, and then we'll talk about this issue. If you have any refugee questions, I'm going to politely ask you to wait until the end. Don't be disturbing the chat by asking refugee questions. You're welcome to chat. And also, if you have direct questions for me, asking while I'm doing the news is inappropriate. Wait until it's over, okay? Did the reporter contact you, advise me to do so? What report? Okobus? No. I've not heard from any reporter. Unless they sent me something in my let me see if there's something here. It just came in. No. Hang on a second. Yeah, no, I've got nothing from any reporter, no. In fact, the reporter who was talking about another issue didn't get back with me either. So, all right, let's get to the news, ladies and gentlemen, on this Saturday. Murdered. You know, we just talked about the murder rate dropping in South Africa over the first quarter of this calendar year. And what did we do? The next day, we have to talk about 7 additional murders. 7 additional murders. 2 tourists murdered in the Kruger National Park, which will have a devastating impact to South Africa's tourism industry, potentially. Who wants to go to Kruger to be murdered and stabbed to death? 2 tourists found murdered in Kruger National Park. Limpopo police have launched a manhunt for suspects following the brutal killing of 2 tourists whose bodies were discovered near Cross Corner at the intersection of the Levubu and Limpopo rivers in Kruger National Park. According to SAP's Brigadier Hulani Mashaba, a white male aged 71 and a white female whose identity is still being confirmed reportedly arrived at one of the camps in the Kruger on Sunday driving a green Ford Ranger double cab. They were last seen on Wednesday morning, May 20th, at the Pafuri picnic site. A search operation was launched after they failed to return. Circumstances remain unclear at this stage, and police have opened 2 counts of murder and hijacking for further investigation. Their bodies were discovered on Friday afternoon floating at Cross Corner on the banks of the river. Jeez. The male victim had stab wounds to the upper body, while the female also suffered severe injuries. The vehicle used by the victims is missing. Well, nothing like cutting your own throat to destroy your revenue source in South Africa. Missing tourists have been found dead in Kruger National Park. Gruesome bodies spotted by other tourists game viewing in northern Kruger. So the police didn't even find them. South African National Parks said today that 2 tourists were found dead near a river. Not dead, they were floating in the river. Rangers were alerted. It was established that this vehicle the tourists had been traveling was missing from the scene. It's the first time in the history of the Kruger National Park an incident of this nature has been reported, says Willie Okamp. South African National Park spokesman J.P. Lowe said the next of kin of the deceased have been informed. Manhunt has been launched after 2 tourists found murdered in the Kruger National Park. Preliminary investigations revealed the man 71 stab wounds to the upper body, while the woman whose age had not been established suffered severe wounds to her upper body, allegedly inflicted with a sharp object. Jeez. So there you go. Tourist in Kruger. Now you're in trouble. Now you're in trouble. I said 7. It's 9 people murdered. So here's 9 people murdered. Just, add for this quarter, just add 9 more murder victims to the toll in South Africa's brutal, violent society. 7 killed in the SPAD overnight shootings in Stellenbosch. 7 people were killed in 5 separate shooting incidents across Kayamande in Stellenbosch between Friday and early hours of Saturday morning. Police have a manhunt and are investigating whether the shootings are linked. 7 people were killed in a series of shootings. At about 9 p.m. in Tumbelisha, 2 men aged 27 and 32 were shot dead by unidentified suspects. Minutes later, police discovered the bodies of a 27-year-old man and a 26-year-old woman inside a shack in Fire Street. Both had gunshot wounds. While officers still patrolling the area, they were flagged down to another scene where the body of a 33-year-old man was found between shacks with gunshot wounds. In the 5th incident, police were called to 7th Avenue in the early hours of Saturday morning where the body of a 37-year-old man was discovered. He had also been shot. What the hell? What the hell is wrong with South African society? Why is the government powerless to stop this? Are they uncaring? Do they not try? Aren't the military deployed to these areas to stop this? I told you that operation would accomplish nothing except waste resources. Wow. Where is the SANDF? Where is SAPS? Where is private security? Where are neighborhood watches? People being terminated across South Africa. It's not even shocking anymore. It's not even shocking anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the reality in South Africa. You're correct, Melody. These are just the murders we know about. I've talked about that yesterday. I said there are people who are disappeared and never seen again. They're murdered every day in South Africa. Well, how South African scientists have identified the hantavirus on a cruise ship. When South African infectious disease specialist Lucille Bloomberg checked her email on May 1st, an urgent message caught her attention. The UK-based colleague had written about a passenger from a cruise ship sailing thousands of miles away in the Atlantic who'd been evacuated and admitted to a Joburg hospital with suspected pneumonia. Others on the vessel were also sick. The colleague who monitors the disease in remote British overseas territories asked Bloomberg to follow up on the passenger who had been evacuated from the ship in one of the territories. Bloomberg and other experts at the South African National Institute for Communicable Diseases were suddenly thrown into the race to identify the cause of the outbreak aboard the Dutch cruise ship MV Hondius. Even though it's a public holiday, we moved really fast. It was busy. There were many conversations, there were online discussions, and there was laboratory testing happening at the time. Within 24 hours, they determined the man's illness was caused by hantavirus, a rare rodent-borne virus. While he was improving, 3 other passengers have died and others have fallen sick. Collaboration with experts in South America and the United States. It is a well-described, not common, but it's a well-described virus in Chile and Argentina. You can get into a Zoom call online, ask your questions, and get advice. This is not something every day, so it was quite extraordinary. I said, we want to do Hunta, and she said, yeah, I'm coming. The test carried out in the sick man's blood samples came back positive for hantavirus that afternoon. The team did a second set of tests to be sure. Wow. So South African scientists jumped in. This is what public health officers are for. I'm shocked that South Africa still has this capacity. It really surprises me. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States PC maker Dell is in a battle with the racists in South Africa. The racists in South Africa want Dell to give up their equity, which is not going to happen. Members of South African Parliament have continued to grill Communications Minister Salim Alati about his stance on U.S. tech giant Dell's equity investment program. Let me explain something to you, ladies and gentlemen. Dell has already voluntarily spent hundreds of millions of rand helping black South Africans exclusively, to the detriment of other South Africans, as part of this historical disadvantage bullshit story. Yes, these are people born after apartheid. We're not historically disadvantaged. They are historically privileged because everything is directed towards them at the expense of Indians, coloreds, and whites. But Dell, this isn't good enough. It isn't good enough that Dell voluntarily gave hundreds of millions, just like Starlink wants to give money. They already have a license, and now the racists in Parliament want their license not renewed. Dell followed the timeline. They followed the rules over a year ago to apply for renewal of their license, which has lapsed. This stupidity, this racist bigotry and hatred is shocking, except it's not shocking. The African National Congress has revealed what they are. They reveal every single day what they are. Revenge-bent racist. Most recent scrutiny came in a parliamentary question to Malazi from MP Sile Jo Ngubane, a member of Mkhonto Sizwe, a comical pretend party. He asked Malazi whether his department had intervened in engagements with Dell over its transformation commitments. He specifically referred to disputes involving Dell Technologies and the Council's oversight of the transformation ICT sector. Dell's proposed EEIP investment exceeds $230 million directly into the local economy, with its value extending far beyond funding opportunities for small, medium-sized enterprises and young people. Malazi said Dell's investment will provide access to capital and growth support for sustainable expansion and enable the adoption of AI-powered tools to strengthen finance, marketing, and operations. He also highlighted that Dell would support entrepreneurship and incubation opportunities and advanced skill development that enhances digital capability and competitiveness for black people only. Yes, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough. They want Dell to give over their equity because they're just thieves. In February of 2025, Dell approached the department indicating its intention to apply for a 10-year EEI program. The department advised Dell to engage the ICT Sector Council in accordance with the ICT Sector Code because their license had lapsed, well, was going to lapse in late 2025. And so they just want to steal from Dell. This is stupid. This is stupidity of the highest order. It's just racism. Even the National Party didn't pull crap like this. Former Judge Nguyen must repay the 30 million rand from the Ngunyoma Trust that came to his possession. Yes. Former Ngunyoma Trust board chairperson Sipho Nguyen has recently lost his bid to appeal the Pietermaritzburg High Court ruling ordering him to repay 30 million rand, a sum he had instructed to be transferred from the Ngunyoma Trust to his attorney's trust account. The court dismissed his application for leave to appeal, determining that his arguments for overturning the repayment order as stillborn were unjustified in law. Yep, the 30 million transfer to the trust account of his lawyer Jaffa Incorporated occurred after Ngunyoma Trust sold land in the Hammersdale to the Equatini municipality in June of 2018. So, what's going on here? More theft? I don't know. You tell me. Well, some good news on all the bad news for South Africa. Moody's lifts South Africa's outlook to positive as debt pressures ease. Yep. The credit rating Moody's on Friday revised its outlook on South Africa to positive from stable, which South Africa's heavy debt burden and interest payments eat away a large share of its revenue as slowly easing its government reins in spending, boosts tax intake, and pushes the reform to revive growth. What planet are they on? Thank you, David, for the 70 Rand super chat. What planet are they on? What debt burden has been eased? They're not paying off the debt. What tax revenue is coming in? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. South Africa's Captured Human Rights Commission is investigating Dis-Chem beneficiary Mark Saltzman over his attacks on Redi Talibi. South African Captured Human Rights Commission has launched an investigation into alleged racist and derogatory statements attributed to lawyer and Dis-Chem shareholder Mark Saltzman. In a series of scintillated posts on X, Saltzman called journalist Redi Talibi a B-word during a social media dispute in response to her advocacy for Palestinian rights, further accusing Talibi of receiving funding from Qatar and his mother's Dis-Chem Foundation to spread misinformation. Bonsoir, Snippets. Thank you for 35 Rand. He was also accused by an anonymous X user of using the K-word and asking where the Dompas is at. Well, there's been no evidence supporting that, but he definitely called her a B word, that's for sure, which is unacceptable. There's no reason to call this woman that. Call her what she is, an unrepentant yellow journalist and fake news reporter. That's what she is. Call her what she is. Don't call her those names. Don't say those things. Yep. Well, ANC Kruger counselor faces a step aside after assaulting elderly cyclists on so-called ancestral land. The ANC in the Eastern Cape says its step-aside rule will apply to Kruger counselor who was convicted of assault after attacking two elderly cyclists in June of 2024. Peterson was found guilty of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and common assault after confronting the men claiming they were trespassing on ancestral territory. The ANC Eastern Cape says its step-aside rule is set to kick in for Kruger local municipality councillor. This week, the Umansdorp Magistrates Court found Gaukalb Wayne Khama Peterson, who's also leader of the Lynx Royal House in Kruger, guilty of assaulting two men aged 68 and 78 after cornering them as they cycled on land he claimed as his ancestral territory. The assault took place in the Kruger area on June 29, 2024. He reportedly conducted a citizen's arrest accusing the men of trespassing. But assault is never warranted for someone trespassing. The Red Cross is mourning the death of 3 volunteers from Ebola in the Congo. These people unfortunately handled the cadavers of the infected. 3 volunteers were thought to have contracted the virus during dead body management activities on March 27th as part of the humanitarian mission. Ajika, Chirundru, Vivian, Sezabo, Katanabo, and Alekana Umdumiso Augustine volunteered in the Ituri province. They died on May 5th, 15th, and 16th, respectively. Thoughts and prayers to their loved ones and survivors for their sacrifice. The Ebola outbreak is spreading to the South Kivu province in the DRC as it is spiraling out of control in the DRC and Uganda. The latest Ebola outbreak has spread to the DRC province of South Kivu. March 23rd, Movement M23 rebel group confirmed a new case in Bukavu. Wow. The outbreak initially reported in Ituri province has now affected North Kivu, South Kivu, and Uganda. According to figures released by the DRC health minister, 626 suspected cases, 159 probable deaths have been reported since the outbreak was declared on May 15th. Wow. Tanzania. The United States is ratcheting up pressure on the Samia, that's the misogynist, Suluhu Samia, who hates her national soccer team because she's a misogynist. Washington's penalization of Tanzania's senior assistant commissioner signals a hardening stance against President Samia Suluhu Hassan's handling of political dissent. The United States has sanctioned a senior Tanzanian police officer over the torture of 2 well-known activists a year ago. Prominent campaigners Boniface Mwangi of Kenya and Agatha Utari of Uganda traveled to Tanzania in May of 2025 in solidarity with detained opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who faced treason trial and a potential death sentence. But Mwangi and Uturi were themselves detained and say they were tortured and sexually assaulted while being held incommunicado for several days by security forces before being dumped near their respective borders. Announcing sanctions late 2 days ago, the U.S. Office of Secretary Marco Rubio said there was credible information that Tanzania's senior assistant commissioner, Faustine Jackson Mafwala, was involved in gross violations of human rights. 1 year ago, members of the Tanzanian police force detained, tortured, and sexually assaulted these 2 women who were in Dar es Salaam to observe the judicial trial of opposition leader Tundu Lissu. Atuhari won International Women of Courage Award from the United States in 2024. Mwangi is a well-known activist in Kenya and has announced, his Kenya. So male and female sexually assaulted. Tanzania is a rogue state getting further and further out of control under the control of a totalitarian misogynist. Senegal's president sacks the prime minister, Sonko, dissolves the government after months of friction. This comes just after what came out yesterday. Senegal's president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, on Friday dismissed Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and dissolved the government, a move that risks deepening uncertainty in a country already grappling with a debt crisis and drawn-out talks with the IMF. The statement read on state media said all ministers were dismissed, with the outgoing government tasked with handling day-to-day affairs, according to Uma Sambaba. Follows months of growing tension between the 2 allies turned rivals. But it also comes 1 day after his attack on the LGBT community. Just yesterday, I reported Senegal's prime minister slammed the West's homosexual tyranny. Well, your homosexual tyranny is no longer a topic. You are now unemployed. Good riddance to you for being a nasty human being. Jihadists have blockaded and shut down the Senegal-Mali trade route. Senegalese truck drivers have halted cross-border operations after a series of targeted arson attacks by militants operating along the corridor to Bamako. In the Senegalese town of Kidira, the gateway to Mali, an estimated 500,000 trucks sit on the border, unable to move because of that. Why has it not got me? I'm not signed into my account, apparently. There we go. There we go. That doesn't take me to the story. It takes me back where I was. Okay. I'll reload that page. I should be logged in now. There we go. Mali is no longer safe to visit, says Mudu Korare, National Coordinator of the West African Road Transport Drivers Union. Some stubbornly persistent trying to work, but virtually all traffic has been halted for the past 2 weeks. Drivers are not being physically harmed, but dozens are stranded in Mali with no immediate prospect of returning to Senegal. Initially, it was mainly Malian drivers, the only ones authorized to transport fuel, who were targeted. We crossed paths with a lot of jihadists. We greet them and move on. But now they're stopping everybody. Marco Rubio has arrived on the subcontinent for his first official visit ahead of talks. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrived in India for his first official visit on May 23rd. Today, he's expected to hold bilateral talks with senior officials ahead of the Quad foreign ministers meeting next week. U.S. Ambassador to India Sergio Gore said to post on X that Rubio had landed in Kolkata, India, and later traveled to New Delhi. An ambitious agenda. Yes, indeed. 4-day trip. Rubio will also make stops in Agra and Jaipur for talks with senior Indian officials. President Xi calls for an all-out rescue after a coal mine explosion killed at least 90 in China. The death count rose drastically on Saturday as the Chinese leader Xi Jinping called for an investigation and emphasized the need to hold those responsible to account. Well, that would be you, Xi Jinping. Let's hold you to account. He stressed the need to make every effort to treat the injured, organize search and rescue operations scientifically and properly handle the aftermath. Yeah, well. The United States pauses $14 billion, this is huge news, in arms sales to Taiwan over munitions needs for the Iran war. Acting Navy Secretary Hung Kao says the Trump administration is delaying the major Taiwan arms package to prioritize weapons for the Iran conflict. Well, that's disturbing. Right now we're doing a pause in order to make sure we have munitions for the need for Epic Fury, which we have plenty. Well, if we have plenty, then why are we halting the sale to Taiwan, which is in danger of being invaded by Chinese communists? Not a smart move. The U.S. should not have announced a pause. They should just have done it quietly. At the age of 82, on November 17th, terrorists convicted of a deadly militant group is freed from prison. The release of Alexandros Giotopoulos was denounced by relatives of people killed by November 17th. It was a far-left terrorist organization act between 1975 and 2002. 82-year-old man who is serving 17 life sentences for leading the far-left Greek militant group that killed 23 people, including a CIA officer, has been released from prison, prompting angry objections from relatives of the group's victims. Greek television footage on Friday showed the man walking through central Athens neighborhood carrying a plastic shopping bag hours after he was freed. The lawyer said he was released because of advanced age. Well, he should stay until he dies in prison. A court ruled in 2003 that Mr. Giotopoulos was the mastermind behind the November 17th, a militant group that was active between 1975 and 2002, carried out a spate of bombings and assassinations. Its victims include industrialists, politicians, foreign officials, including Richard Welch, a CIA station chief in Athens who was gunned down in 1975. He's denied they led the group or that he was involved in the killings. Yeah, well, this guy is released. There he is in 1972. Poland has offered to build permanent U.S. troop bases to clarify the deployment situation. Fascinating. Poland has offered to build the necessary infrastructure to host a permanent U.S. troop presence in a bid to clarify the situation between the two longtime NATO allies. In a recent interview, Deputy Defense Minister Paweł Zalewski said that the offer of the U.S. troops permanently included full military stations that can house service members' families was part of a broader discussion this week between high-ranking U.S. and Polish officials. His comments at the Times came shortly before President Trump announced this week he was sending 5,000 troops to Poland, which has made NATO shake its head. They're confused. We're leaving Germany. We're leaving Europe. We're leaving NATO. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Germany's being punished for its human rights abuses and for its political stance and for the moron who is the Chancellor, Friedrich Merz, for opening his cake hole and spewing hatred about America. So Germany's being punished. We will drain your economy of billions of dollars by removing those troops. Guess what? Poland benefits. Dumb German political parties. While Europeans are glomming onto electric vehicles as petrol becomes dear, the demand for electric vehicles surges in Europe as oil prices rise. Volvo Cars Chief Commercial Officer Eric Severinsen said orders increase in countries where customers are most sensitive to increases in fuel prices. Demand for electric vehicles in Europe has risen as price of oil surges. Data provided to Reuters by research group New Automotive and Industry Group, e-Mobility Europe, showed registrations for new EVs have risen 34% year on year. There were 201,986 sales in April this year compared to 150,000 last year. Interesting. Seismic shift? Yeah, it's a temporary seismic shift. It will go and dissipate very quickly. Let's not get too excited about it. Kevin Warsh has been sworn in as the chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank. He's taking over a divided central bank at a time when rising inflation and economic uncertainty. I don't know about economic uncertainty. Inflation has risen slightly. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas led the oath of office. Among others seated in the audience were Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, House Speaker Mike Johnson, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, alongside other cabinet members and lawmakers. In his remarks, the ceremony concluded, Walsh addressed his core mission. Our mandate at the Fed is to promote price stability and maximum employment. When we pursue those aims with wisdom and clarity, independence and resolve, inflation can be lower, growth stronger, and real take-home pay higher, and America can be more prosperous. Well, good luck, Kevin Walsh. We'll see what happens. Office once occupied by Alan Greenspan and Paul Volcker to great success. Trump weighs his options for carrying out strikes in Iran, and everyone at D.C. is buzzing that we're going to attack Iran this weekend. We're going to attack, we're going to attack, we're going to attack, we're going to attack. Yes, they have, Holden Caulfield. That's correct. Prices have tripled and quadrupled during the Biden administration. Not since Trump's come in office. So, Trump is weighing his options, and people are freaking out. Trump is staying in D.C. That means we're going back to war. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. But people are losing their minds over this. They're all trying to be Senior von Rensburg. No shortage of targets if he decides to strike. Energy facilities left untouched. The deep underground nuclear storage sites at Isfahan and missile sites that appear to have been dug out. President Trump was in the Oval Office on Friday morning with his defense secretary in what appeared to be a review of military options. The existence of the meeting was revealed by Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff during a graduation ceremony at the Naval Academy. Well, Trump is weighing his options. Are we going to restart the war? SpaceX finally launched its 400-foot tall, what's going on there? 400-foot tall rocket. There you go. Company blast off a new version of Starship. 400-foot tall rocket from a new launch pad at Starbase in Boca Chica at 6:30 Eastern Time on Friday. The vehicle rumbled in the sky, generating a huge plume from the ground, a powerful wave of noise. A few minutes after launch, Starship, the spacecraft separated from the vehicle's boosters, but the boosters soon ran into problems and wasn't able to conduct an engine maneuver. It eventually crash landed in the Gulf of Mexico, which the Trump administration calls the Gulf of America, and was lost. Shame. So, Starship is a centerpiece of SpaceX's pitch to investors as it preps an initial public offering that could value the company at $1.5 trillion. Wow, that's going to be massive. Huge valuation. $4.59 a gallon is still cheaper than South African petrol, and at $4.59 a gallon, it's still almost $2 a gallon cheaper than it was under Biden. Stellantis, the Franco-Italian company that owns Chrysler, is betting on Jeep and Ram with $70 billion in new U.S. models. Wow. CEO Antonio Filosa's Fast Lane 2030 strategy directs 70% of product investments to 4 global brands and targets 35% U.S. sales growth. They laid out a sweeping 5-year plan Thursday that makes Jeep and Ram the centerpiece of the U.S. recovery effort. It's named Jeep, Ram, Peugeot, and Fiat as 4 main brands. Will get 70% of the company's total investment. Chrysler, Dodge, Citroën, Opel, and Alfa Romeo are now considered regional brands. DS and Lancia will focus on specialty brands managed by Fiat. One company owns Jeep, Ram, Peugeot, Fiat, Chrysler, Dodge, Citroën, Opel, and Alfa Romeo. That's just crazy. Opel, of course, was owned by General Motors, and the Obama administration stole General Motors. Thank you, Herman, for the 70 rand. Famously, in illegal activity, the Obama administration delisted General Motors, defrauded the bondholders, and then reissued stock and kept a chunk for the U.S. government. And they're complaining about Trump taking equity stakes, but General Motors' equity stakes were taken by the corrupt Obama administration. They took over Chrysler. They sold Chrysler to the Italians. They took over General Motors, and they stole a chunk of it. And so only American brand car left is Tesla and Ford. That's it. For Chrysler, 3 new SUVs will join a fresh in 2027 Pacifica in the showroom. The Airflow, a midsize crossover, expect to come in under $40,000, while the Aero and Aero Cross, a sedan-shaped and traditional SUV compact pair, are aimed at buyers spending less than $30,000. Car and Driver adds that Ram's 2028 launch slate includes 2 new pickups, the compact Rampage and a revived midsize Dakota. The global product push behind the plan totals more than 110 entries across all brands, over 60 new nameplates, and more than 50 substantial refreshes. Powertrain diversity is a stated priority. The portfolio will span 39 combustion and mid-hybrid vehicles, 29 battery electric vehicles, 14 full hybrids, and 15 plug-in or range-extended options. U.S. factories are expected 80% capacity by 2030 under the plan. We shall see if that actually happens. I have a Chrysler. BJ's Wholesale Club here in the United States beats expectations, but the cheap gas they sell helped. Elevated pump prices have remained a significant factor for shoppers, drawing budget-conscious consumers to warehouses, club fuel stations. BJ's, Berkeley Jensen's Wholesale Club reported first quarter fiscal earnings that beat expectations on Thursday, though the headline sales growth figure masks a far more modest performance of the company's core merchandise business. Total comparable club sales rose 6.3% year over year in the 13 weeks ended May 2nd. So BJ's is doing well. Pump price remains a significant factor for shoppers. Gross profit increased to $1.03 billion for BJ's. Pretty good. 267 clubs and 205 gas stations across 22 states. They opened 1 new club and 6 new gas stations during the quarter and repurchased 2.1 million shares of common stock. Didn't know you could buy BJ stock. Mozilla is overhauling Firefox with a new look and a way to turn off AI. The update, internally called Project Nova, brings softer tabs, a warmer color palette, and clearer privacy controls to desktop and mobile. Mozilla unveiled a major visual and functional overhaul. Well, hopefully they fix the crap where Microsoft updates and then it logs you out of all your freaking bookmarks. According to Mozilla, blocking third-party trackers has contributed to 9% reduction in load times for key page content over the past 12 months. Indeed. But Mozilla is updating Firefox. Well, the Washington Times says there's a backlash against Trump's ballroom. I'm not buying that. Trump's gilded projects become flashpoint ahead of midterm elections. Democrats vying for blue wave in November are pouncing on voter angst over Trump's costly federal beautification projects that will spend billions while Americans struggle to afford groceries and gas. A gilded arch, a massive ballroom, a stone sculpture garden, and reflecting pool and golf course makeovers for the nation's capital threaten to sour voters on the GOP agenda that many believe fell short of the pledge to improve affordability for the working class. But see, this is just retarded. The working class, Donald Trump ended taxes on Social Security. Donald Trump ended taxes on tips. He ended taxes on overtime. That benefits the working class more than anything. They're taking them a lot more money. So while prices are elevated because of fuel costs right now, that has nothing to do with these massive projects. First off, this is just stupid. Anybody who take a beat with this. The 250th anniversary of this country. Have a little pride in your country. We need to spiff up things because they've been decrepit and allowed to fall into disrepair. While privately funded, the Gilded Office conveys an ultra-rich appearance that turns off those struggling to make ends meet, say Democrats. Well, the Democrats are wrong. The American people now spend well over $32 billion and more money towards gas and diesel since the beginning of this war, and this president is just continuing to put gold up all over the White House, trying to build this giant arch and other things, says Andy Kim, New Jersey Democrat. The people back home said a line that really struck me. They said, what about us? Well, what about you? Well, you got lower taxes. What about you? You were directly addressed. You were the first thing Trump addressed. Stop this bullshit whining from Democrats. Well, most green card holders will now need to apply for a green card at home in their home country. The federal official said the policy is intended to close a loophole that allowed foreign nationals to stay in the United States after the visas expired. But people are freaking out about this. 1.36 million people were granted green cards in 2024. We let 1.36 million people live in this country who aren't American citizens. Very generous country. Not to mention we naturalized almost 800,000 people that year to become citizens. And we brought in tons of refugees and temporary protected status and humanitarian relief folks. Trump administration will make the green card applicants file from overseas, and people are freaking out needlessly. Likely to affect hundreds of thousands of people. It could also lead to more family separations, but it won't have anything to do, most likely, with South African refugees because it won't affect refugees. Alrighty, folks, that's a short one on a Saturday. That's the news for today. Make a video on what, work people? Make a video on what? About the green card? Is that what you want me to make a video about, work people? Is that what you want to make me a video about? I'm asking. Is that what you want me to make a video about, the green card? It's Hendo here. Oh, I did make one. Well, why are you saying make a video about it? So article say that 8 million people in South Africa are foreigners based on SIM card info. Well, my prediction was 6 to 8 million foreigners. That's what I said, Twinkle Toes. 6 to 8 million illegals is what I said a few years ago. Yep. That was my estimation. Alan, $10, but the Democrats want to push 1.2 trillion taxpayers' money to fund illegals. Exactly. But they're complaining about gold and about painting the reflecting pool. It's not about a ballroom. It's about the data center underneath it. So what? People have no idea what's under the White House. They should stop worrying about it. Got up close to a Cybertruck. Seriously, Cole? You mean from Tesla? Those things are hideous looking. Best car I ever had was my Cadillac CTS. Cadillac is still part of GM as far as I know. North American alliance with Jaguar. Yeah, well, Jaguar isn't even owned by the Brits anymore. By the way, let's take a quick look at where I've been. Where in the world is Waldo? This is where I've traveled to meet with refugees so far in my travels recently. So I put color push pins up here now. So you've got my trip to Birmingham, Alabama, Earl Langton. Then my trip to Twin Falls, Idaho, Willem-Hotzenberg, and Cakenet. Then I went to Rochester, New York, over here. Drove up there in the snow. Then flew to Dallas, Texas. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dallas, Texas. Then I flew to Las Vegas, Nevada. And I've gone to Carlisle, to Hershey, to Pittsburgh, to Columbus, to Cleveland, to Erie, to Buffalo, and Kings Dominion, Riverdale, and then Rockville, Kings Dominion, Richmond, Harrisonburg, and then Florida down here at Tampa, Palm Harbor, St. Petersburg, and Orlando. Those are the places I've been so far. It's what, 21 visits, I think? Let me do the count here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. 21 trips. Well, 21 locations, not trips, so far. George Bush Jr. gave Mom all that TARP monies, but that was 2 decades ago. Yeah, well, the temporary, yeah, that TARP was such a scam, too. You won't get any argument from me. George Bush was not a compassionate conservative. Thank you, Bitter Ender, for the 10 or the 100 Rand super chat. If people paid a monthly salary, then obviously it will take at least a month to feel a pinch. Yep. All right, what else we got here? Saw videos on that. Read the document by NATO. They want to outlaw the use of pepper spray and even use of handcuffs by security companies. Well, that's ridiculous. I was posted anti-corruption unit, Peter Maritzburg, North East Suburbs at the time. Okay. Are South African citizens allowed to be armed in wildlife areas? I don't know the answer, and I think they can be. What has been passed, Karen? Snippets, thank you for that super sticker. Dell must pull out, says the RF guy. Chill, Chris. Freak to Suit is finally reaching their zero value. David, your 70 Rand super sticker, thank you. Used to run a lodge in Kruger. I know that in 2023, the German Dutch couple were also murdered. Oh, they claim it's the first murders ever. I didn't think it was the first murders ever. Private security is not permitted to carry firearms anymore. They need to... Oh, okay. I didn't know that was in effect. They were talking about it, but I'm not sure it's been in effect. Now, Lady Pandora was robbed at gunpoint in her house. When did that happen, Christo? Oh, 4 hours ago. Wow, there you go. Thanks. Wow. So the gangsters are coming after the gangsters. Wow. This is a country where a former president's wife was brutally murdered in her home by her own staff. Yep. And where a former foreign minister has, okay, that's the wrong one, has now been robbed. Armed robbers storm ex-minister Neti Pandora's home, flee with car and electronics. Former international relations cooperation minister Lady Pandora and her family were held at gunpoint by armed. You know, guys, it's okay. It's okay, guys. Guys, it's okay. Let me explain what happened here. All we had happen here was reparations from the ANC for their failure to provide services for black South Africans. That's what this, it's just a reparations argument. In addition, I understand the money has now been distributed to the Palestinian cause. Now, Lady Pandor has voluntarily surrendered her resources for the Palestinian cause. That's what's going on here. So let's not make more of this than it is. It's simply reparations that Julius Malema is calling for. Yeah, Julius wants reparations. That's all it was. That's all it was. Nothing serious, nothing to see here, folks. National Police spokesman Brigadier Athlenda Mata told News 24 that 3 balaclava-clad men stormed the family's home at 9:30 in the north of the country's capital. Happened hours after Police Minister Feroz Chichila's crime statistics released. The robbers fled with the family's car, which later found abandoned in Mamelodi. The robbers fled with 2 iPhones, 2 television sets, and 1 laptop. No one was injured in the heist. Tshwane District Commissioner Major General Samuel Tine is expected to visit the family and provide an update on the progress. Whoops. Oh, what's this going on here? Now am I logged out of that? Police probe house robbery at Nelly Pandor's Valeria home. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at misfortune. But, hey, the ANC fostered this gangster land. This is what you get. Expropriation without compensation is underway. Now, Lady Pandor's home was expropriated without compensation. The Lady Pandor has been expropriated without compensation. Breaking news. This information coming in from Mamelodi East. The vehicle has been found. The suspects have been apprehended. They were simply working on behalf of a major political party, expropriating without compensation. They mistakenly thought that Lady Pandor was colored or white or something like that. Oh, make it stop. Make it stop. Oh, now it's big news. Exactly. Oh, now we care about home invasions. Yeah, after murdered South Africans, particularly whites, have been going on for years. Now we suddenly care. Ooh, na Lady Pandor. Solo. Jabba the Hutt and the Lady Pandor. No, it was simply the Palestinian flotilla getting resources to ship off to Gaza. That's what it was all about. Did they get any learning center documents? Alternative shopping. Oh, dear gosh. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news coming out of South Africa, where former Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor's home was burgled. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. This is not crime. Crime statistics are down. Violent home invasions. This is not crime. It was simply expropriation without compensation. Oh my goodness. Alternative, affirmative shopping at its finest. Yeah, affirmative shopping. I got to do a short on this one. EWC. Sorry. It's too funny. It's too funny. Oh, my goodness. Oh, watch. I'll be called racist because I'm laughing at her misfortune. She laughs at the misfortune of minority South Africans all the time. Yeah, Jan van Riebeck, also known as redistribution of wealth. Yeah, that's right. Redistribution. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, my goodness. Oh, I'm going to have to make a short on this one. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Karma is right. Yep. Wonder if they robbed Julius's house. Yeah. They affirmatively came to the house, shopped, and without compensation. Exactly, Eugene. That's exactly what happened. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, these are great lines for my video, man. I'm going to steal that one. Like Johann Rupert, she left her windows open. Oh, my goodness. Now, lady, here's a pro tip. Don't listen to Mr. Rupert. Lock your windows. Look, this is just desserts. These people have ignored this crime wave. For 2 decades, they've allowed South Africans to suffer horribly. Oh, she would have been tortured and sexually assaulted, no doubt, if she were white. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. I bet you can, or spill a lot of beans. You're not the only one laughing. No doubt, Christine Slobbert. No doubt. I'm sure I'm not the only one laughing. This is almost comical. So, look, I want to address a couple things here very quickly since we're talking about this. The other day, the Cape Independence Advocacy Group published a letter from Phil Craig. I briefly talked about it on air the other day, but let me just bring it up here now. I want to talk about it a little bit more. So, an open letter to President Trump, and I want to just discuss this very quickly. So, an open letter to President Trump. We applaud and thank you for the very public stance you've taken on the problems we face in South Africa. These issues are not new, but for whatever reason, the international community has largely continued to buy into the romantic notion of the Rainbow Nation long after the dream has turned into a nightmare for so many of us. That you've been willing to speak out so candidly has been extremely helpful. And then it goes on to basically, the point here is that the Cape Independence Advocacy Group is saying that, well, thank you for offering succor to South Africans, but it's not the solution. Refugee is not the answer. Refugee status is not the answer for South Africa. The answer is for you to sanction or to take foreign policy steps against the South African government. Well, that's Cape Independence Advocacy Group's prerogative to say those things and to request that. What I can tell you is it's highly unlikely the Trump administration will listen to that. Hey, work people, you're very welcome for the news. My pleasure. I'm glad we had a nice laugh at the end here. So, yes, I do need to make a short. So get ready for that short coming up after this, guys. Get ready for that short. I'll be talking after this broadcast about Naledi Pandor's home invasion. That's right. Yep. Could have gone very badly. Could have gone very badly. If she'd been there. Of course, my question is, did they steal all of her pop? Did they get Naledi's pop? Yep. Make a song. Oh, that's a good idea. A song. Naledi's song. But I'm going to have to spell that phonetically. Naledi. Pop. They robbed the former minister. I make facetious snippets. I know she doesn't eat pop. That's the point. That's the point. You can make. I will make a song. I understand why they're fighting for the Cape, but why be negative about refugee program for the people in other provinces? Corey, I understand your point. That's why it's a newsworthy thing. That's why I'm talking about it. So, yep, gotcha. No, I don't think she eats pop. I think she eats very nice food. Yep. Add the word pop. Fighting for what's left is a lost cause. I want out of this crap hole, says Sonia. If couch is gone, they should find it at Pala Pala. Yep. KFC. Ooh, gosh, I can use some food right now. I'm kind of hungry. So I will make that short when this stream is over, but be prepared. I may do a live here talking about the refugee program come up very soon. Okay. I'm going to talk about some misconceptions and misunderstandings about this. People need to understand what is going on. So I'll probably do a couple of these things because it's time to refresh people's memory about what's going on and what this means. It's not immigration. So I'll be doing that, okay? So anyway, that's coming up here shortly. So we surged up to over 500 people right now. Thank you for that, folks. She won't declare the money stolen from her couch. Yeah. Who steals cars with blue lights? Well, people run around with fake blue lights. They get caught all the time. Yeah, Andres, I've long called her Jabba the Hutt. And I always do that joke. Solo, ho, 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 ho. Skywalker. Yep, Jabba the Hutt. Check my email. Maybe. Do a follow-up video on denials, and if any now. There's no reason to do a follow-up video on denials. There are no denials. Eats walkie-talkies. You talk about chicken feet? That's disgusting. I don't know how people can eat chicken feet. There's no meat on them. It's just disgusting. Was there money in her couch? I don't know. Yep. Vodka Model says, hit the like button. What's the latest on the Grace Mugabe story? What story is that, Truth Seeker? There's lots of stories about Grace Mugabe. Which one are you talking about? The RST radio station said there was already 5,000 murders here this year. Yeah, there were 5,180 plus murders from January through March. Now we have April, May. There's more. There's another 9 murders just in the last 24 hours. Well, it's not normal crime. First education pass rate was lowered to 30%. Yep. I'm sure chicken feet is crunchy, but it's quite disgusting. What are bri pants? Yeah, be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already, folks. Please hit the like button. Anyway, so tourist murdered in the Kruger National Park. That's what we led this news story off with today. 2 tourists were found murdered in the Kruger Park. An additional another 7 people were murdered in Stellenbosch over the last number of hours. It's pretty scary. Yep. It's pretty frightening what happens in South Africa. And in addition to that, 5,180 plus people lost their lives, murdered, January through March. Yes, 1440. Don't worry, the murder numbers will go back up as the year goes on. Walk heads and feet. In the old days, used to be standard dog food when fed with pop. Ew, gross. Yeah, not something I eat. Anyway, who's that from? Heidi, thank you for throwing 50 Rand super chat. Yeah, boy, people just dropped off like crazy. I didn't play a song. Usually when I play a song, people drop off. I didn't even play a song there. 365 likes. What's going on? We're back. It was a YouTube glitch. It wasn't a song. So, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I'll open this up. Shall we do a song here? You're enjoying your chuckle. Well, my chuckle's fun. I'm having a good time with it. Yep. So, I got the Angry Karens on March. I haven't played that one in a long time. Email Avalanche. Yeah. That's a good one. Freedom Bird USA. Get it together. Heart of a Nation slipping away. Heart of the Bell. That's a good one. Let's play that real quick. Don't everybody leave once.
Dust clouds rising, the sun burns high, sweat and blood on the field, no room to lie.
Rock hard pitch, it shatters and bites the bones, the souls in the fading light.
The big hole yawns, a shadow wide,
But here we stand, no place to hide. Heart of the veil, pounding strong, spirit of pioneers, carrying on till in the eyes, wild and free, taming the storm.
taming me. Boots grind gravel, hands grip tight, a team of heart and soul, ready to fight.
No whistle soft, no gentle calls, just thunder rolling as the battle sprawls.
The big hole yawns,
But we don't fall, we charge, we rise.
Heart of the bell. So the super chat that came in a few moments ago. Thank you for that. Boy, dropped to 419 people. People just disappeared. Super chat came a few minutes ago. Where's that thing at? Come on, it was back here. It wasn't Heidi. That was 350. It was from Claudia Hupitz there. Asked me to look the email. Well, this is the problem. You've sent me a 3-page email. A 3-page email. I just printed it out. And that's fine print. If I printed this at 12 font or 14 font, this would be like 6 pages. Guys, I don't have time to read novels. I will give this some consideration to read it a little bit later on, but I can't read novels. You need bullet comments, be succinct. If I write back and say give me more information, then that's okay. But I mean, I don't, 7,000 messages at 3 pages per message is 21,000 pages to read. That's come on, guys. I appreciate you're struggling, but you need to be more realistic. Have you sent your complaints to the Office of Refugee Resettlement's complaint line? This is my first question. I will look at your email, but I mean, come on. That's 3 pages. I responded on X to Rita Talibi and also to people posting that Saltzman thing. Dischem is not responsible for his comments, and they shouldn't get involved in this. He's a shareholder. That's it. Doesn't run the company. So Rita Talibi, you shouldn't be calling her those names. That's inappropriate. It's wildly wrong. But you should just be calling her what she is: a fake news purveyor, a yellow journalist. That's exactly what she is. It's exactly what she is. Bernardo, what's going on, man? Oh, they're from Limpopo. That really sucks. So they're South African. Well, Marilla Media is pretty good, so. Incredible songs. Yeah, we had fun with the Lady Pandora. I'm going to have to make a video on that. Oh, yes. Of course she gets protection, and they didn't do their job. Black minority capital now feeling the pinch. It's black majority capital. Black majority capital. Old Bell Pottinger there. Black majority capital. Ah, my goodness. My goodness, guys. Anyway, folks, yeah. Yeah, so I've read that. I've got the email. I'll read through it. Okay. Willem, Fundamental, thank you for 35 Rand super chat. Wow, those super chats, really appreciate them. Very kind of y'all to bring those through. So we're back on the upsurge here, it looks like this week. Not a big one, but a little bit improvement now that I'm back to regular broadcasting. We took a big hit there, and my views monthly shot. They went from 1.7, 1.4 million range down to 900,000 plus, which put me below Ronaldo. We can't have that. We can't have Ronaldo getting more views than me. The clouds are capping. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, is Ronaldo on today? By the way, let me take a look and see if he's on today, or if he's taking a holiday. He likes to do that. Your views off's taking an upswing. Oh, he is on now. Well, that's okay. Didn't even know he was on. So let's see. He helped the poor guy out. When I put things in perspective about how I'm just like 1 million views behind Ronaldo, his channel is also going back to 2008. This channel is only since 2021, April of 2021. So 5 years. My original channel goes back to 2006, but not that one doesn't have many. I lived in Ohio when I was in high school, junior high school and high school. Yes, I did. But I lived all over the country before that. Yeah. So that's a true statement. I went to high school and college in Ohio. That's absolutely 100% correct. Yeah. Ohio is a great state. It's a microcosm of the country, so it's pretty cool. Everything you're looking for in America is in Ohio. So don't forget we have a refugee interview tomorrow. We have a refugee interview tomorrow. Oh, Ronaldo's got a members only stream, but you can still watch it. You just can't chat unless you're a paying member. So SpaceX IPO is pure nonsense. $2 trillion valuations, brain rot, wishful thinking. Yeah, you can say that, Sir Glenn Quagmire, but people thought that $500 a share for NVIDIA was a joke too. and they're laughing all the way to the bank. People said the same thing about Apple's IPO. People laughed all the way to the bank. People said the same thing about Microsoft's IPO. It isn't a genuine valuation. If I buy SpaceX stock, it won't be for SpaceX. It'll be because they own Starlink, and Starlink is a money bucket. It's making money hand over fist. Stephen Swanepoel, your caseworker, said your South African driver's license is valid for 1 year here in Kentucky. I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt that. Let me see. How long is a FORE foreign driver's valid in Kentucky? Okay, got it. Space bar. How long is foreign driver's license? Oh, I spelled license wrong. Wow, I misspelled a lot of things wrong. Oh my goodness. There we go. Lots of typos there. All right, let's see what we come up with. A foreign driver's license is valid for 30 days after you establish residency in Kentucky. You must apply for a Kentucky license during this 30-day grace period to continue driving legally. I don't know what your caseworker told you, but okay. When it comes to testing, it determines whether there's a reciprocity agreement or non-reciprocity. 30 days. 30 days. I used to be a Ronaldo fan, but I'm better now. Okay, so, Stephen, I don't know what your caseworker told you, but I don't know where they get that from. Is there some exception for refugees? I'm unaware of it. If I were you, I would go to the Motor Vehicle Administration and ask them. Tulsi Gabbard, I think she's an asset and a patriot. I don't think she was an asset. I think she's a dimwit who just pretends to be smarter than she is, and who used her fame as being an outspoken Democrat to get in office. She was ill-equipped to lead the Office of Director of National Intelligence, ODNI. The biggest team she ever led was a handful of people. I'm far better qualified to be the Director of Office of National Intelligence, ODNI, than she ever was. I think her appointment was not a good idea. I don't think she was a particularly good leader of the intelligence community, and I don't have anything against her. She's a veteran. She served honorably this country, and I feel badly for her and her family as her husband deals with cancer. But her departure is no loss for the administration, provided they don't put an idiot in that place. No, I've said it all along. I never trust Tulsi Gabbard. She's a Democrat. She's a Democrat, and you just can't trust most of those people. Who disrespected me the other day? Vodka model. Who disrespected me? What are you talking about? What did I miss? Yeah, normally it's 30 to 90 days, most states, so. Hey, Cruiser Phoenix. How did Ronaldo disrespect me? I don't know anyone who's been settled in Vermont, Faithful Farm. It's a good question. I know New Hampshire, which is next door. Yep. But okay, you guys say Ronaldo. What did Ronaldo say? Denise Hershelman, you asked me to send email. I better enter this given to. Okay, I don't remember the super chats, and I don't remember that email, so I won't dispute you. I get a lot. Denise. Yes. I asked you May 22nd. That was yesterday. Okay, it was yesterday. Okay. Yeah, and in your case, I did ask for detail, but that was yesterday. Since I asked you for detailed information, I won't chastise you about 2 pages. Because I did ask about that. All right. Well, I've printed it out. Oh, gotcha, vodka model. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's yeah, I got you. I thought you guys told me something else. Thought he did it when I wasn't around. Thought he did it when I was not around. Maybe that's what the issue was. Okay. So, yep, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So, thank you. Appreciate you all looking out for my interests and caring for me. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, Ronaldo's being sarcastic. That's all. Yeah. So, are we friends? That's a bit of a stretch there, Erica. Ronaldo, my friend. Yeah. Actually, he didn't say my beard was racist. He was reading a super chat from the Colonel's beard. That's person super chats all the time. They try to be cute. No, I don't think Ronaldo did anything inappropriate. I thought you guys told me something else he did. No, I don't see anything. So don't take offense on that, guys. There's real people out there who are offensive and who slander and defame. So yep, there's real things out there happening. So Alan just doesn't like him. Alan just doesn't like Ronaldo. Okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Disliking people. There was a couple times a few years ago when I took a little bit of offense at some things Ronaldo was being a little too cheeky. But no, nothing recently. Nothing recently. The problem is that's why I don't speak Afrikaans. I don't even make the effort to speak Afrikaans, even though I understand it. Because when I do, then Ronaldo makes fun of it. So there's a consequence. I just don't bother to speak Afrikaans. Yep. What's the point? There's no point. No point. Attempts to be humorous, but is immediately off immaturity portrays him. He means well, but often does not come over well. I think Sloth Puppy, I think you may have hit that on the head. You have to get to know his personality and be forgiving. Exactly. That's why I said a few years back, there are some things he said I took offense to. I didn't make a big deal about it. I just hung in there, was patient. So, yep. Vanessa says, ach nee, wat, Colonel? Colonel, je kan maar hier praat. No. Ik praat niet Afrikaans, nie. No. But my songs praat Afrikaans. Pick in your honor. I hope you like it. Sent email today. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Some of the songs people make, that are nice tribute songs, are really, really well done. So, let me see. Who said that? Who just said that? Debbie said that. Debbie, when did you send it? I don't see. Oh, wait. No, that's not Debbie. Let me refresh. Oh, there it is. As soon as I find it, it refreshes. There it is. Okay. Come on. What are you doing here? Google? Okay, there it is. Here's the cover. Oh, my goodness. Wow. 3-star general. I wish. I wish. Sorry, I got to show this. This is awesome. 3-star general. That'd be so cool. And it's actually correct with the stars. I mean, if I was a general, but I don't have a expert infantry badge or combat infantry badge. But yeah, it's oh wow. Oh my goodness, that's cute. There you go. So, shall I play the song now? You guys want to hear the song that she came up with? Shall I play the song? You guys want to hear the song? Okay, let me go back to that and I'll play the song. Let me download it though. Okay, you guys want to hear it? Okay. Well, I don't want to be accused of it being all full of myself. Here we go. Let's see what it says.
Oh, yeah. Ha, ha. deserts of Mauritania to the streets of Addis town. He walked through the storms where governments fall down. Military intelligence, watching history unfold. A U.S. Army colonel with a heart brave and bold. Tunisia to Liberia, Botswana to Malawi, learning every culture, every struggle, every story. He studied Africa deeply, not just maps upon a wall. He listened to the people and respected one and all. He does not speak Afrikaans but understands, but learned multiple languages. Now he's standing on the front line of the truth each day, calling out corruption when the media looks away. Through the chaos and confusion, through the lies and fear, Colonel Wyatt keeps it honest so the people hear. Oh, Colonel Wyatt, leading strong and standing tall. Oh, breaking down the fake news, telling truth to one and all. Oh, from America to Africa, the Wyatt Army rides. Oh, with courage and conviction, and the people by his side. Bribe Ruji's on the fire, but no onions on his plate. Meeting refugees with hope before it gets too late. He's a soldier, he's a scholar, he's a voice that won't back down. Colonel Chris Wyatt, superstar around the world now. Historian and author, political mind, sharp talking geopolitics while the world falls apart. DJ spinning records, former farmer, a man of many talents, trying to help where he can. South Africans searching for a safer place to live. He gives advice and interviews, whatever he can give. Through the comments and the trolling, through attacks online, the Wyatt Army stand beside him every single time. No fake headlines, no propaganda games. He speaks with facts and people know his name. Through the noise of modern madness, still remaining true. Thousands tune in daily just to hear his view. Oh, Colonel Wyatt, leading strong and standing tall. Oh, breaking down the fake news, telling truth to one and all. Oh, from America to Africa, the Wyatt Army rides. Oh, with courage and conviction, and the people by his side. Bribe Ruji's on the fire, but no onions on his plate. Meeting refugees with hope before it gets too late. He's a soldier, he's a scholar, he's a voice that won't back down. Colonel Chris Wyatt, superstar around the world now. Whoa, some fight battles with weapons, some fight battles with truth. Some inspire generations by simply speaking proof. And through the fires of chaos, when fear is everywhere, the Wyatt Army marches on, because somebody still cares. Colonel Wyatt, trusted voice across the land, helping people understand what others never planned. From the farms of South Africa to the USA, people keep on listening to what he has to say. Rise and meet and greets, stories shared beneath the stars, helping hopeful families heal their invisible scars. He's a colonel, friend and leader, loyal through it all. Colonel Chris Wyatt, the people's voice, standing tall.
Wow. Yeah, so a couple things. Someone said they didn't know I was a farmer. Well, yes, I was a farmer. I was a dairy farmer. Yep. Mostly Jerseys, a Guernsey, and a Holstein, but mostly Jerseys. I used to sell milk, unpasteurized milk, and used to sell butter all the time. Making butter is a pain. Didn't really care for that. My mother was the one pushing that. But yeah, I used to be a dairy farmer. I used to milk the cows every morning at 5 o'clock and every night at 5:30. It's, yeah, I've done a lot of things. I also have background in education that most people would never assume. So, you know, it's what I find fascinating when people come to conversations, do YouTube channels, and they're fine. Everyone can talk about what they want. But people who make assertions and attack people have no idea who they're talking about or what they're talking about. So, for instance, when it comes to urban spatial planning, I actually know something about it. Why would that be? Because I did postgraduate work in the 1990s in community and regional planning. I did 3 subject areas for a master's program at Iowa State University. My thesis was on the housing subsidy program the ANC was proposing back in 1995. And so I said that subsidy program would not function well, and I gave various reasons. I came out using regression analysis. Ugh, I hate that. Yeah, it's a phrase I'll never forget. My master's program had 3 subject areas, 3 concentrations. One was international political economy. So, gee, I know something about macro and microeconomics, international trade. So, international political economy, also cultural anthropology, and community and regional planning. I took those 3 subject areas and crafted a master's degree program out of that while at Iowa State University. Very few people in the Army have such a background like that. Very few people in the world have a background like that. So when it comes to population projections and demographics, it's something that I'm familiar with. I've done research and postgraduate work in. Yep. No, I don't like meat pies. They're disgusting. Yeah. The man that was shot is here on YouTube Live. What man was shot? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Sharon. What man was shot? When? Where? Yes, Erica knows. She lived on a dairy farm as well. Heidi, thanks for sharing. Yeah, no, it's, my music channel. Yeah, my music channel on YouTube is DJ Silver Eagle Topic. It's not my channel. I didn't create it. YouTube does it automatically for artists. And whether I like it or not, I'm technically an artist. So, yeah. Yep. So, anyway. Love the words and beat. Yeah, it's pretty good. Although the graphic is correct. I already mentioned it. It's I've never worn the brown uniform the Army fielded as I was retiring. Although I will be buying, I'm buying the brown shirt sometime soon to replace my white shirt that I still wear. So there's that. It's not 3 stars. I wish I was 3-star general, but no. Purple Heart, no. Purple Heart's for people who are wounded. But thank you for the thought. There are other decorations. Yeah, Karen, definitely. I was a farmer. Yep. Definitely a farmer. Abraham van der Westhuizen. Okay, Sharon. Abraham, are you here? What's the story of him being shot? Am I having a senior moment there, Sharon? I might be having a senior moment and not remembering the story. Well, Abraham, welcome. I hope you're well. Hope you've recovered or recovering, whichever the case may be. Yeah, 5 a.m. milking sucks. Exactly, Vanderboykes. See, the racists who attacked me 6 years ago when I started doing videos about South Africa, it wasn't just about South Africa, I was making videos about South Africa. They just, these black supremacists came out and attacked me. He's a Klan member. He's a white supremacist. No, you obviously know nothing about me. Nothing about me. See, those things just fall. They just fall by the wayside. Those retards don't know anything about me. They don't know anything I've ever done. They don't know the people I've helped, the hundreds of thousands of people I've helped, the lives I've saved. Yep, they just don't know. So, whatever. I think a hip counts as a wound. Yeah, no, that wasn't a wound. Oh, my heart's definitely been wounded more than once. That's true. Watch the home industries popping up in the USA, one after the other, selling Coke Sisters. It's August 1st, 2019. Oh, Abraham, thank you for sharing that. So you've recovered, I assume. Sorry you were shot. Were you shot on a farm or in a carjacking? I mean, you don't have to relate the story. I mean, I'm not Sharon told me you were shot. I didn't know you were shot, Abraham. I don't recall that. 2019, yeah. So on August 1st, 2019, I was out processing the Army. I was wrapping up my things at the War College, and then I was headed to Japan in August for the Rugby World Cup where I was at. Yep, so. fact, let me see if I can find something from that really quickly here. I haven't shown those in a long time. There we go. That's what I want. You're doing okay. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. Let's switch to this account. Okay, Rugby World Cup 2019. South Africa versus Namibia. USA versus England. USA versus Tonga. Let me go to that one. That's the last game I went to. Let me get it all freshly loaded here so you guys can see it. Otherwise, it's loading. It takes a moment to load, so yeah. Well, I took a lot of pictures that day. So USA versus Tonga. And what was that? That was somebody just followed. Thank you for subscribing. DWI Jet. So 2019 USA versus Tonga, 13 October. That was my last game. There you go. USA versus Tonga. I walked around before the game and got lots of photographs. It rained that day too, if I recall correctly. Or was it the previous game I went to? Yeah, so here they are warming up still. And then we missed the 2023 World Cup. We didn't qualify. That was disappointing, to say the very least. To say the very least. Here you go. USA versus Japan. Hanazono Rugby Stadium. Rugby World Cup 2019. (2:30 in the afternoon). Nigel Owens was the official. Wow. Wayne Barnes. Yep. Nigel Owens was match official for that. I'm glad I took that photograph. Let's see if there's a picture of me in the stands. I don't remember if I took a picture of myself in the stands. We lost this game. We should have won it. We had a halftime lead, and they sat on their heels in the second half. Nope, nothing there. Anyway, yeah. Stormers next. Yeah, I will be covering it next week. Stormers, I'll be covering all 3 games next week. It's going to be a long day for me, because they're all on Saturday, if I remember correctly. Yep. So this is me while I was still in active duty when I went back to Botswana. Whoa, what's it doing there? I don't want that. Oh, it just automatically does stuff. Oh, pause it. Okay, there we go. So this is me in Botswana when I was still in active duty, when I went back there. And the guy on my left, to your right there, is David Kelapile. He was my HIV coordinator in Botswana. General Joseph in the center there. And then the other gentleman is the security cooperation chief that was there at the time. So, yep. Yep, I had the older uniform. He had the latest uniform there. So, yep, still valid at that time. That was 9 years ago. Wow, it's hard to believe it was 9 years ago. But it was 2017, 9 years ago. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Here I am at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa just a few days ago. Wearing a Cape Town shirt. Anyway. Okay, Colonel, 15 years USA can win the World Cup. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. The Campbells. By the way, the Campbells will be appearing on my channel here soon. Here's a picture of me with the Campbells. I fixed this. I had this picture fixed because it's all fuzzy. And it did a pretty good job taking the fuzz out. It's amazing what AI can do. Yep. Yep. So let me see. Let me see if I can find that. I wonder if I save that here. Oh, I get so many folders open now. Hang on a second. Downloads Campbell's. No, I'll have to look for it manually later on. Anyway, yeah, there you go, folks. So what are we down to? 374 people here now. Talking about shooting victim, the lady that you were going to interview who was shot before she fled to America. Oh, I haven't followed up with that. Yeah, yeah. I hadn't written to her in a bit, so thank you for reminding me that. You're like a better version of Dolph Lundgren. Sorry you had a bad night there, Sharon. Okay. Oh, that night for her, yeah. Okay, Erica says it looked better with a beard. Okay. All right. Stormers next Saturday. I am covering. Yep. Oh, Karen, yeah, you have no idea the things I've done. The places I've been. Danced on stage with the Campbells and the Huns by to Pizza Hut. I love it. Yeah, those guys are great. When I talked to Tony, I remember the days we started at Select Music, good old days. Well, Tony will be on the program Tuesday. Yep. In fact, they just sent me photographs, which I'm using for, let me see. He sent me some photos, and I'm going to use this one for the thumbnail because I think this is the best one. Although I'm trying to figure out if they're standing. Oh, that's a guitar. Okay. So let me get this. So, yeah. Okay, let me open that one up. So this will be probably the one I use on the thumbnail that's coming up. Tuesday at 4:30 South Africa time, 10:30 our time, they'll be on. So the Campbells will be here to join me on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to it, guys. They were awesome. I really enjoyed that evening down there at the Brian Poiki Fest in King's Dominion. It was pretty awesome. So here you go. There they are. That's a photo I'll be sharing. Looking forward to those guys coming on the program, man. Yep. Yep, that's going to be awesome. Campbell's. You know, they sing great in English, they sing great in Afrikaans, so hope you guys can join us for that. So, 11th generation South African decided to let all that go. Well, I'm a 17th generation American. 17th generation American. Yeah, they were still young there. Oh, you went to rodeo last night. Yeah, rodeos can be a lot of fun. Rodeos can be a lot of fun. Alrighty, guys, let me wrap it up here, okay, on a Saturday. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already. Oh, gosh, we're at almost 5,000 views. Should I hang around a little bit longer just to milk some more views out? And we almost have 500 likes. Can I get 8 more likes? Can I get 8 more likes? So we got 492, 492, 492, 500, 500, 492, 493, 497 more. We need 7 more, 7 more, 7 more. The lady over here in the lovely blue cap. Can you accept that? Nope, she says no. Over here, 501. We got it. Yay, hallelujah. Thank you for the likes, guys. Appreciate that. RSA Phantom Rider says, just as I joined. Well, I've been here for an hour and a half, man, and I need to make that short. Oops, my doorbell's ringing. So I'm going to have to get that. Excuse me a second. Trying to sell me solar panels. I have solar panels. Trying to sell me solar panels, but I have solar panels. No, it's not a refugee delivery. No. Yes, the latest shipment of FEMA tents just arrived in my front lawn. No, it's not DoorDash. It's not Uber Eats. It's none of that. It was people selling, and they're walking around in the rain. So I feel bad for the kid, a young guy. So. The pride of South Africa is too dangerous to enter. You're talking about Kruger National Park. Anyway, so there you go. One last song. Abraham, one last song. What song do you guys want to hear? What song do you guys want to hear? Crabs were good last night. In fact, so good I might consider getting some more today. Video about refugee rules, etc. What about that, quantum computer? Quest computer. 350 panels. Country anything. Country anything, huh? Pala Pala. Yeah, that's a good one. So, jellyfish white. Why? Nobody wants the same one. It's all over the place. Gonna be hard to satisfy all these people with one last song. One last song. Land of the Free. I don't have Land of the Free. I have no song called Land of the Free. The Wyatt Army, says Candida. Okay. You're welcome, Mark Kenny. Be sure to hit the like button. Appreciate it. Saturday, people want to hang out now. Cool. Wyatt Army. I don't have that. Oh, Vanessa, I don't have a hand. Starbucks drinks are good, but have a lot of calories. Yes, and I haven't been drinking them for ages. Okay. Hearing a doorbell ring reminds me of my childhood. Now it gets intercom. Exactly. Writing a biography, my best lady convinced me. Okay. All right, let me just peek real quick and see what I can find. That's might be of interest. All right, DJ Silver Eagle. What's that one? That's not the right one. Here you go. Here you go. That Elmery, you hit it on the nose. That's one I'm going to play. Alabama Heat. Alabama Heat. Melts the road. New faces arrive.
Alabama heat melts the road to go.
New faces arrive with stories untold.
The air is thick, but the dreams are wide.
South African hearts crossing the tide.
Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat. Alabama heat. They carry talent in battered bags. No corruption here to plant new flags.
From the ashes of crime they rise.
With courage burning brighter than sky.
The past may haunt,
But the future sings. Freedom hums on broken wings. Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat.
Alabama heat.
Alabama
Humanity hugs like an old ghost.
But here they stand, a living toast to freedom's soil, to the promised land. With careless hands, they take a stand. Alabama heat. Alabama heat. Alabama heat.
Thank you for the super chat, Ingrid. 140 Rand. Appreciate that. Alabama Heat. Alabama Heat. Yeah, that's the one. People love that song. And then I did the one similar to that, which is also related to that. Let's see if I got the right one here. Ooh, it's not here. Wow. Wow. Huh. I would have sworn that was here. I guess I never downloaded it. Shame. Twin Falls of Light. Anyway, by the way, Bordeaux rolled over Leinster to win the challenge or Champions Cup. Congratulations. Congratulations. Skulk says, Operation Safe South in your control, sir. Yeah, that'd be nice. You're welcome, guys. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't done already. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I know it's Saturday. I don't usually do night owls on a Saturday nights, but I'm going to make a few more videos. I'm going to make a short right now about Lady Pandor being robbed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's too funny. Maybe a song. Should we? No, that's going to take another half hour to do the song. I'm tempted to do the song right now. Should I do a song now? Would you guys wait around if I do the song? There's over 300 of you. If you promise to wait, I'll do the song. Okay, Philip says yes, he'll wait. Twinkle Toast, we got to do a song, man. Okay, all right. Okay, hang on. I need to get the microphone out of the way so I can type faster. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do a song. Oh, poor lady. I'll leave the sound on, but I'm going to put the microphone over there so I can type. Hang on. I need to go get Word open so I can type up some lyrics. File. New file. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. 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 Getting there. Well, people dropping off left and right here. They said they'd stick around. Come on, man. What did they get? I'm going to see what they got from the lady's house. I don't remember what it was. I can't promise this will be a good one. But let's see how it comes out. I'm going to just go straight to ChatGPT to clean up my lyrics a little bit. Let's see what we get. ChatGPT. Rather than Gemini, which has become too woke. Paste. All right. Let's see what we get. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. This is going to be good. Yeah, this is going to be good, guys. All right. Yep. Yep. I mean, what I did was okay, but this is better. Okay. It changed it up. Cool, 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 cool. All right. That's awesome. Time for Suno to make it happen. Come on, Suno. Get it right. I've got just the right kind of lyrics here. Okay. Boy, Suno's getting so slow. So many people are using it. Okay, more options. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay. That should get it done. Well, that should get it done. Hopefully it's good. Okay, it's taking a while. Suno keeps changing stuff. The music's coming out better, but what's this? Ref G needs help here. Okay, here we go. It's going to work. Oh, well, let me edit it because it's still being done. Okay. All right, we still here? How many are left? 200? Well, we got 300. We got 300. Cool. People came back. Okay. All right, we're doing. Where can I get those warning signs? Oh, that was at the Hoover Dam. You can probably order them online. Stuff like that's always ordered, but that was from the Hoover Dam. Yep, that's why it says my damn sense of humor. Yep. So, well, it's not going to do a good Senor Ronaldo. He's going to be over by the time we finish here. Yep. All right, let's see if it'll play. Here we go. Now, ladies' expropriation.
Ooh, yeah. Funny how the rules all change when the drama hits your gate. Ain't that rich? Every night the dogs were barking, everybody slept half awake. Security
sounds like Meghan Trainor.
Just trying to make it through the day. Mama said lock all the windows, daddy checked the doors twice more. Neighborhood WhatsApp blowing up, another family hit next door. Black, white and brown together, regular folks just getting by. Praying sirens meant protection instead of just another drive-by. People beg for intervention, cried on TV, wrote petitions, but nobody up in power really seemed to listen. But now it matters, now it's serious, now they're shocked and all delirious. Suddenly crime's a national conversation. Funny little case of now ladies' expropriation. They shrugged when ordinary people cried. Now they're horrified somebody stole their ride. Oh, now the panic's sweeping the nation. Welcome to the home invasion. For years the people lived defensive, bars on windows, electric wire. Kids grew up hearing helicopters, mama whispering, stay low, stay quiet. The cops would take the statement, file the papers nice and neat. Then another house got empty, just another headline in the street. But wait a minute, stop the presses. This one climbed the party wall. TV's gone and laptops missing, phones and car and all. Now the cameras gather quickly, now the ministers look grim. Amazing how a problem grows when it finally reaches them. Now it matters, now it's urgent. Now the speeches sound detergent. Everybody's promising salvation after ladies' expropriation. Oh, the irony's delicious, baby. Karma got suspicious lately. Now they're preaching law and restoration after the home invasion. Oh no, not the Toyota. Call a task force. Deploy special units. Girl, the people been asking for that for years. Regular staffers stood their ground while fear kept making rounds, but nobody heard the desperation till the burglars hit the administration. Now it matters, now they see it different too. Now that they feel it, funny how perspective changes stations with a little expropriation. Now lady, welcome to the story where the people lack the glory. Maybe now there'll be some realization about the home invasion nation.
Ah, this is a banger.
Funny how fast priorities change when the burglars know your name.
Version number 1. Here comes version number 2. That was a banger.
Ooh, yeah. Funny how the rules all change when the drama hits your gate. Ain't that rich? Every night the dogs were barking, everybody slept half awake. Security gates and pepper spray, just trying to make it through the day. Mama said lock all the windows, daddy checked the doors twice more. Neighborhood WhatsApp blowing up, another family hit next door. Black, white and brown together, regular folks just getting by. Praying sirens meant protection instead of just another drive-by. People begged for intervention, cried on TV, wrote petitions, but nobody up in power really seemed to listen. But now it matters, now it's serious. police. Now they're shocked and all delirious. Suddenly crime's a national conversation. Funny little case of now ladies' expropriation. They shrugged when ordinary people cried. Now they're horrified somebody stole their ride. Oh, now the panic's sweeping the nation. Welcome to the home invasion. For years the people lived defensive. Bars on windows, electric wire. Kids grew up hearing helicopters. Mama whispered.
Yeah, the first version is better. So the first version will be the one I publish. Yeah, so you download the MP3 version right now. And then I will download the WAV version of that. And I will publish it here. So you're asking me to publish. I make my songs available through distribution, and you can find them all over the place, including DJ Silver Eagle on YouTube. I encourage you to go subscribe to that. Let me get that real quickly. DJ Silver doesn't even have 500 subscribers. You can find all the songs there. DJ, come on, stop that. DJ SIL, DJ Silver Eagle topic. Okay. Has 467 subscribers. People aren't subscribing to it. It's right there. You can just go to and subscribe to it. It's a piece of cake, but people are not subscribing to it. So that's where the songs are available. So there you go. 467 subscribers. DJ Silver Eagle -topic. Just look for that. YouTube makes that channel, and then I actually get a little bit of revenue from it. So anyway, the first one I will publish, as I said. Get back to where I was at here. So I'll publish it here right now. I need to change this. Now, lady. My lady's expropriation. There we go. Okay, cool beans. Now it's published. All right, that's going to do it for today, folks. Be sure to hit the like button. How are we doing on likes in the end here? We got 591 likes. Cool, almost 100 more than I was shooting for. Josh, you had a nice day so far. I pray we'll be there one of these days. Okay, Teresa, hope things are going well for you. Yeah, version 1 was better. Please check email when you can, says Cruiser Phoenix. Okay, I'll do that now before I leave because I'm going to forget. Cruiser Phoenix, what's this? Inbox Cruiser. May 5th. May 14th. Okay, I'll look at that when I'm done. Okay, guys, have a good one. Thanks for being here. God bless. Appreciate your patronage of the program. Enjoy your day. Look for my short on the Lady Pandor. And no promise for night else. We do have a refugee interview tomorrow. That's already posted. We'll see you for that, for the news, and the Refugee Cafe Clutch on Sunday. Cheers. Monday, I'll be very busy with Memorial Day. God bless.